So hell's freezing over.
Yeah, it is.
Uh, I never thought I'd see the day we would see the Washington football team change their name, but here we are. Uh, the
The,
NFL has them under review,
the
and
Redskins is under review.
when teams are under review, something's going to change.
I mean, yeah, but we've seen this before with Dan Snyder, right? Like he reviewed the name and didn't change it, and like it stayed. So it's like,
However, NFL is trying to you
they're,
know,
they're trying to bully him into doing it,
well,
pretty much.
that's one way of looking at it.
They
Another
are.
way of looking at it is,
FedEx is trying to bully him. The NFL's trying to bully him. And you know what?
yeah, you're going to say something ignorant, aren't you?
No, I'm not gonna say anything
You
because
most certainly are going to say something ignorant
no,
because
I'm not gonna say.
that's the only direction you can go from where you were saying.
No, I can stop because that's what I'm about to do right now. Because
Oh, man.
my opinion ain't the most popular, so
No, it is not.
I'm not gonna say nothing because I value the product of the show and the direction it's going in, and I don't want to ruin it by saying something that I would feel will probably mess up the show. Because I love what we do, Carlos. I love
Yes.
making this magic with you. You've
Yes.
told me that my opinion is not popular, so I'm not going to express my opinion on this matter. But I do feel like, you know what I'm saying, it shouldn't have to take all this to get this done. If that is if that's the direction that's going to go. And I also feel like he shouldn't have to feel like to be bullied into changing his team's name as well. Like if the change is going to come, let it come because he's actually feels some type of way about the name and he actually feels some way. Not because a whole bunch of millennials, 7, 8, 10-year-olds and 15-year-olds tweeted and made him do it. You know what I'm saying? Like if the change will happen, let it be a genuine change.
Nope. People like that don't change. We got to change it for them. That's it on that. Right? Here's the thing, Kenny. I'm absolutely exhausted with people trying to fight and combat with the, changes and progresses that are going on in this country today. It's like, why do people have such a problem with it? Why is it something that, that should be given any type of backlash or kickback? Like, it's plain and simple, right there on the line. Native Americans are offended by the nickname of Washington's football team.
But see,
And
but you can't do
people
that though
constantly,
because but you can't do that though because it's another survey that says they don't really care about it either. So like, which one is it?
yes, let's talk about that because I was just about to bring that up. That 2016 survey, it is also not retracted, but refuted and a deeper look in that survey a week later in the Washington Post. So the jig is up, Kenny.
I feel like they can't, and the same thing with everybody. You can't like have your cake and eat it too. Like you can't be offended on one thing, but then on the other side you still using the quote unquote offensive term. So it's like me personally, I don't not at the risk of sounding insensitive. I don't really care as much, only because I feel like the name was here before a lot of us were born. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's probably that it's not right or that's right or anything. It's just like I'm not wasting my energy on it. You know what I'm saying? Like if the man is gonna change his team name, he's gonna change his team name. If he not, he not. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he has every right to not want to change his team name. It's a business that he owns. It's a private funded company. You know what I'm saying? If he don't want to change it, And it's not like he made the name, it came with it. So he bought it as it is, and obviously felt the way about it. So, because if he really cared about it, he would have changed it as soon as he got it. And at the same time, like I feel like
a racist named that team. Go on.
I feel like you say what?
A racist named that team. Go on.
I mean, how many racists were in the NFL before with teams that don't have racist names? If that's the change, if that's the choice, we might as well change Cowboys then.
Why?
Somebody might be offended about Cowboys. They might be, we're not Cowboys, we're Westerners. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody might be offended by that.
No, because Cowboys are a symbol of the Old West. That's literally the homage to Texas.
And Indians weren't?
They were. However, they're being depicted in a derogatory way. That's the point.
How are they being depicted in
here's one way it's not derogatory. Case in point. I don't think Florida State should be involved in this mess. Why? Because the Seminole is an homage to the Seminole tribe, which is based in the state of Florida. So it makes perfect sense.
So you telling me if their name was the Washington Cherokees or Washington Apaches or whatever Indian tribe you think, it would be less offensive?
Correct. Because the direct homage to that tribe that was indigenous to that area.
Okay, so why is the Cleveland Indians offensive, but not the Dallas Cowboys? They're both pillars of the Old West. But now the Indians is looking like they need to change their name too. And their logo is
Indians
just like a little
are
tomahawk.
from India, first and foremost. Second of all, that's an incorrect way to call indigenous people or Native Americans.
The Cleveland natives. Let's just call everybody the Cleveland natives and the Washington natives and be done with it.
I like natives. You know what I'm saying? Again, I like the tribe idea. There are many different ways to empower Native Americans in a logo. That's the point.
But the logo, I've seen Indians. Well, I'm not gonna say Indians. I've seen natives that have dressed in that style before, so I don't feel like the logo is offensive if they dress that way. I don't understand.
That's also part of their culture. Of course, they're
going to dress that way. So what makes the logo so offensive? The fact that it's burgundy? I mean, I'm just asking questions because I want to know, because I really don't see the problem with it. So I'm really trying to learn and understand.
Redskin is Native American nigger. Redskin is Native American kike. Redskin is Native American wetback. Do you understand where I'm going here?
I've never heard somebody, I can't use my perspective to define.
Whereas Indian is like brother, which is like diet nigger. Mm-hmm.
So why are the Cleveland Indians considering changing their name then if it's considered brother?
The Cleveland diet niggers.
I guess, man. I don't know.
Listen, man. Here's the thing, Kenny.
I guess
a lot of those people that
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
For the most part, accept things for the way they are because you were just brought up believing things. Me, I question everything. Why?
No, it's
because
not that at all.
I imagine a world that can be much better than what it is today, but people got their heads so far up their asses, everything sounds too much like right.
No, it's not that at all. I'm all about change and progression and everything like that. I'll never like decline progression. If people feel if Native Americans feel like the name is racist, so be it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, in my opinion, I didn't see anything wrong with it, but my opinion doesn't matter when it comes to the matter. All I'm saying is, I feel like and getting caught up in the mix with all this, we can't just just deem stuff offensive just because we feel it's offensive and the other group of people's not feeling it's offensive. If natives have come out and thought it's offensive, okay, cool, change it. If they don't like it, change it. That's fine. But I personally don't see nothing wrong with it. But me, my personal opinion doesn't matter.
That's fair. I can dig that. You know what I'm saying? Because with that being said,
and that's my whole point. Like my whole point is you can't crucify somebody for having their own opinion, and that's what makes me so upset about this whole cancel culture. It'd be different if I was saying like something like, yeah, I don't even want to say it because that's just so wrong. Like I was going to use the example of like white supremacy or something. Yeah, I'm for white supremacy or something, this and that. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? No. You know what I'm saying? No. Everybody should have the same value of life, because all lives do matter. But at the moment, we're focusing on the black lives because the black lives have not mattered for over 1,000 years.
Just about.
Which is cool. Like, yeah, of course, no one wants to kill. All people should not be offended or made fun of or talked about. Yes, we know this, but that's not the issue because white folks are not going through the same struggles that black folks are going for. Yes, you have white folks that are in poverty. Yeah, you have white folks that are on welfare, but they're not being declined jobs because of the color of their skin or because their name sounds ghetto. You know what I'm saying? So it's totally different. They're not being ostracized off the fact that they just were brought up with a different skin color, and so because of that, they denied natural rights that all people are deserving of. That's not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's different. For me, the team of a professional, the name of a professional football franchise is like the least of my concern. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if they're not coming out openly saying like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? To me, in my opinion, because I don't want nobody to misconstrue what I'm saying as I don't care or I'm insensitive. If they're not coming out saying, yeah, our team is representing of, you know what I'm saying, all the mean, offensive slurs that you said. You know what I'm saying? If they're trying to tell everybody, like, look, this is where we're coming from with it, but we're just saying, no, that doesn't matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. So why should yours matter? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not willing to hear both sides, why should it matter? I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, like, I understand that we trying to have change now that we got some power, everything going on, but we've been had power now. But because it's picking up steam, we can change a lot of stuff. Everybody with opinion don't deserve to be crucified, and that's not right to me. Like, you got a right to opinion just like they do. So just because you necessarily don't agree with their opinion doesn't mean you have to say, oh, you know, they're stupid, they're a traitor, they don't know nothing, cancel her, she don't deserve that. No, just disagree with her and move on. You know what I'm saying? And this is like, and what I'm about to bring up seems very minute compared to everything we're talking about, but the B. Simone thing, like, you know what I'm saying? She's talking
about, what was with that? I never understood.
So the whole thing about B. Simone is she was saying she doesn't want a man that has a regular 9 to 5. She wants a man that's an entrepreneur, and her defense of this was because entrepreneurs understand her mindset about why she's answering emails at 3 a.m. and why she's up late doing what she does, because she has an entrepreneur mindset and an entrepreneur understand her better.
She wants somebody to match her energy. That's completely understandable.
Yeah, she wants somebody to match her energy, and in my opinion, she wants somebody that's available to do stuff she wants to do. But that's
her prerogative. Exactly.
Right. So y'all canceling her because she doesn't want somebody that works 9 to 5. That don't make her, you know what I'm saying, a downer of black men. She just has the idea of what she wants. There's nothing wrong with that.
She wants a black man that matches her energy, and I don't blame her for that.
That she feels matches her energy. Yes.
Here's the thing, Kenny. Here's the thing. I'm going to not play devil's advocate, but I'm going to play unbiased about cancel culture because I do have like a love-hate relationship with them. Here's my thing with it, right?
I have a love-hate relationship with it too. I love it when it's being used for something that it should be used for, like racism.
Yeah.
I hate it when it's being used for something because you don't like somebody's opinion. If you don't like somebody's opinion, tough titty, get over it. It's their opinion, they have a right to it just as you have a right to yours.
Well, hear me out, right?
I'm getting some chicken strips. But I'm still listening. I'm hungry. You eating pizza? You eating pizza and whatnot?
But I'm still listening, motherfucker. But yeah, so
okay, I'll wait till you finish to get my food because I don't want you to think I'm being rude.
All right, cool. So here's my thing, right? With cancel culture, you're right. They do use that to, cancel people that deserve to be canceled. On the other side of that coin, I can wake up and see, blah, blah is over party because somebody came across something that happened like years ago. Here's my thing on that, right? It all depends on what it is for me. If it's like overtly racist and it was a mere 4 years ago, like back in 2016, like Dave Portnoy at Barstool, that's a whole nother monster. Like, yo, that wasn't that long ago. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you do need to be put on the Summer Jam screen for that shit. Because 4 years ain't a long time to, change for real. It's like, yeah, you can change in 4 years, but again, people like that don't change. So not only that, but in those 4 years, he has also done and said some problematic shit within that time that they brought up back in 2016. So yeah, he deserves to be canceled. However, fucking Robert Downey Jr. and Tropic Thunder. No. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and like with people trying to come at Jada Pinkett Smith for dealing with August Alsina.
I don't really know how to feel about that, but the jokes are funny, so I will say that. Now, with that being said, her interviewing herself on Red Table Talk, that's even funnier.
Why did you lie about August?
And she got moved to like the other, or will she do like a CGI of herself, like talking to herself or some shit, like a hologram or something?
I'm gonna ruin it for you. All she's gonna do is have Willow ask these questions and pull them off social media. Like, it's not gonna be
here for it.
It's not gonna be no. But this is my thing about that. Like, who cares, bro? Like, August Alsina was a grown man when this took place.
And he knew what he was getting himself into.
Right, and he knew what he was getting himself into.
If you knew, you already knew Jada and Will had an open marriage. So, why does it matter?
And this is my thing. Like, I don't even think it's even open. I think it's just, like David Millian said, Jada was going through some stuff with her relationship. August was going through some stuff. Jada was there initially, in my opinion. I feel like Jada was there initially as the elder stateswoman, you know what I'm saying, being there because she's looking out for August, she care about August. But in the midst of that, she's going through her stuff, and she's open enough to August to talk about her issues, and August is open enough to talk about their issues together. They're both in the vulnerable space. Boom, things happen. They're together. Jada decides in the midst of what's going on that she still wants to be with Will. Will decides they still want to be together, and Jada has to break things off with August. But at the same time, even while they were involved, August knew she was married. So it's like, who don't know that she married? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, get out of here with that, calling her a predator stuff. No. And then I've seen somebody like try to compare it to R. Kelly. No. R. Kelly was 40, 50 years old talking to women that were 15, 16.
Not women.
17. Girls.
Teenagers.
Whatever. Girls. Minors that were 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. Totally different.
Married at least 16.
August Alsina, what? 25? 26? So he was like, what? 21, 22 when this happened? Grown man. I want to hear.
He is an adult. They're both considering adults. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That's the
and how many considering adults do we see now that got themselves a sugar daddy or sugar mama or whatever, or MILF as people like to call them.
Fair point. All right, like I said, there are certain things that are deemed to be cancelable, but there are other things that, aren't. It's just messy business that we probably shouldn't even be in the first place. But we, as an audience, we have this problem where we think that since celebrities are famous, we are given access to their personal lives as well, and that's not the case.
Right. I just don't
say
like
that to say this.
I just don't like people getting antagonized and crucified for having an opinion. I can't get with that. Just because you don't know how to defend your point doesn't mean you have to shoot down somebody else's and try to make it seem like they're a problem.
Well, that's where I'm getting to wrap up the pre-show. To say this, right? You can choose your battles. Like, if you know that this is a situation where it's like, I could definitely argue this down, you know what I'm saying, without looking like an asshole, then yeah, I tell you to, voice your opinion on it, especially if it's something that, people can debate over. However, there are certain things that you just simply can't, debate over without looking like a jackass. And, things like blackface and racism, the whole Bubba Wallace situation, those are things that should not be arguable. Those are things that we should all look at and be like, yeah, that's not right. You know what I'm saying? And yet, people still die on hills because they want to, sweep the connotations of the situation under the rug. And it's like, no, we can't do that anymore because racism is actually showing his ass in this country now. And we need to, nip all of that shit in the bud across the table, not just with black people. And it's like, yeah, we've been getting the brunt of it, but we're not the only ones. And I need everybody to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Black Lives Matter is a movement that where, we're not saying that we only matter. We're saying that we matter too. So to say that all lives matter, and I'm tired of explaining this shit, to be honest, but to say that all lives matter, you're just pretty much negating the sentiment of Black Lives Matter, because you're pretty much saying, well, everyone matters. Well, it's like, yeah, everyone matters, but what about us? Because apparently we're not fucking everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, and then with that being said, I don't ever hear All Lives Matter chiming to the rescue when you hear about, ICE deporting the Latin community, putting their children in cages, so on and so forth. We don't hear All Lives Matter when, the indigenous tribes that are, still around are still getting fucked over their land because we the U.S. government thinks that, which ended up becoming a whole storyline in Red Dead Redemption 2, because it's a repetitive story that still goes on today that happened back in the day. So, so I need everybody to understand, yes, we are the forefront of saying that we matter too, but we need to also show and prove that we are walking how we talking. Because to say that, black people matter too, but then not give a shit about the Latin community, the Native community, or hell, I'll even say the Asian community, because even though they're historically like honorary white people, they still are,
Right.
you know, in a under men, probably under white women, being honest. Anyway, to say that we all, to say that Black Lives Matter too, we also gotta, prove that, Latin lives matter too, Indigenous lives matter too, Asian lives matter too, Indian and Hindu, Muslim,
Everybody's lives matter.
Palestinian, Israeli, their lives matter too, because they're going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's not only, and it's some shit that is going on in their homelands that's echoing for them in America. And that's a fucked up deal. So it's like we all got our own fucked up shit and our short stick because uh A, the patriarchy, B, supremacy, namely white supremacy. So once we, and C, classism. So once we break all of that down as a country, I say that we overhaul this country. You know what I'm saying? We get Trump out of office. And at this point, the only way to do that is to use the two-party system. And we get Biden in office. Once we get Biden in the office, we completely rehaul America. Because it's about time we update it. Like, we are living off of the morals and values of the 1770s. And a lot has changed since then. We've progressed further. It's time we show that we have progressed as a country, because it looks like we're setting ourselves back to the 1800s.
Pretty much.
So I guess that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, I've made my